Well guys, we got another fairly nice little afternoon here, so I'm out changing some boxes out again, and I'll show you why I'm changing them out. I'm putting clean boxes on everybody because this system that I'm running doesn't have a bottom entrance, so it's hard for them to keep things clean. But I wanted to talk just a little bit about feeding syrup late. So everybody's hungry. Should have been feeding a long time ago. I was, but I should have been feeding earlier. So this system that I'm running is a double deep box, and the feeder is in the bottom, and so you have to lift the top box in order to put the feed in. But they will get fed through most of the winter. The one nice thing about this is you're not taking the lid off, so the brood is all up in the top. There's a board that when the box is pretty near empty like it is now, and before they go to California, this board will go down here and it covers most of those lower frames. There's enough room for them to get around if they need to expand into it, and they can access the feeder. So that just keeps them in one box, but the second is already there and ready for them to grow into. Then the problem with feeding in the colder weather is moisture. It evaporates up as they're trying to dry things, and then it cools on the roof and it drips on the bees. So with this system, as you can see, I've got a pollen patty on there for them, because I still need them making brood. A lot of people are able to let them go to sleep now. I need them to, if they want to make brood, I want them to have what they got to do it with. So then on top of the box goes the pollen trap, which is nice in the summer because they can regulate how much air they let in and out of their box. And you can always harvest pollen off of, or propolis. It's a propolis trap. You can harvest the propolis off of it and make money, I guess. I haven't tried that yet, but anyhow, so come into winter time and I'll put a piece of plastic over that and these couple of carpet squares. What that does is it lets the outside edges cool a little bit, because the carpets don't cover the entire thing. There's just a little room. So the center of the box where the brood's at is going to stay warmer because they've got insulation right over their head. Outside edges are going to be cooler, and that's where the water is going to condense. So it'll condense on the outside edges and it'll run down the side of the box. That doesn't hurt bees, and it's the way that the system should operate. So it's one of the things that I like about this system, and why I'm going to stay with it, even though it's quite a bit more work and equipment. But now the lid goes on, and with the lid, it's got vents that run through it, and so in the summertime the air moves through there and helps to draw that moisture off of everything. But now it lets some air circulate through it, but the insulation value is still there. Then with this screwed on, instead of opening the lid to feed, which is what Byron and his dad do, you let out all the heat every time you go to feed them. With this, you leave the whole brood chamber all alone, and you just lift it up and feed underneath of them. And it's I like the system. As I've gone through this whole thing, I can't find any reason not to run this system. Everything about it is for the bees. It's more work for the beekeeper, but it ain't about the beekeeper. It's about the bees. So I wanted to show you in here. So some of these boxes we bought, it had some chalk brood and some issues last winter, and they can't get it cleaned out of the box well, so it piles up in there. So that's why I wanted to get this out. Now a lot of these have propolis they put over the top of some of it, but I'm trying to get these all cleaned out good, pressure washed, hit them with some bleach to try to kill those fungal spores that are in there, and you know, then get them painted up and cleaned up and changed back out so they look nice and pretty and ready to go to California. So anyhow, that's what I'm up to today, on top of trying to get ready to go to Kentucky for the rabbit show. So thought I'd get you guys out a little quick clip.